Hey y'all, it's Sunday. It's probably 1 o'clock. I don't know what time it is. I don't know, because I've been filming videos. Not vlog videos, but other videos this morning, and I dressed up a little bit for them. I even did some wardrobe change for them. I'm trying to be fancy, y'all. I still have this on because I wanted to talk to y'all about it just a little bit. But today, once I get done with this, I'm gonna put my videos on my computer. So I'm not gonna edit anything but this vlog today probably, but let me get back to sewing. That's what I need to be doing. I did things a little bit differently today than I have the rest of the week. We're eating breakfast, of course, and all that jazz, so I'm not in my chair, but I wanted to film this before I take all this down, my little stand and stuff. But yeah, what I'm going to be doing today is finishing sewing, and later on I'll show you what I decided I'm going to do on the shawl, and I'll be working on getting that written down hopefully today. I do have to send out my newsletter today too, so I've got some things I got to work on today. Yeah, but this right here, I don't think I've shown all this right here, this top. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to show y'all in this video. I'm not, but you can see the little ruffly in here. I made this out of a scarf. Yeah, it has a really long tail. Yeah, I basically just folded it in half. Well, not completely in half because it was so long. And everything's already finished on the edges, so I made like a super high-low hem. So I have a big, it hangs way down behind me. And I just left openings for my arm. I did cut this portion out, and then I just finished it with like a bias binding, a double fold bias binding. Get my chair pulled back over here. I do have a blog post about this, so I will link that down below, but it's very soft, and I have quite the scarf collection. I think it's just because I can get away with walking around with fabric wrapped around me because it's a scarf. I don't know, but this one I felt like it would make a beautiful top, which I really love it. It's very soft. And it's a wider scarf. I'm not a small person, y'all. Although I did stop this. I have splits that stop just above or right at my hips, so it would go. That would have been too narrow if I had kept the seam down over my butt, because it wouldn't have fit. But yeah, I have. I like to do things like that. It was very easy to do too. The only finicky thing about it was getting this right, because this fabric is loose and it sprays pretty bad. So, but I did a whole blog post about it, so I'll link that down below. And I don't remember, I don't know if y'all remember, but a while back I showed y'all all these funky tropical scarves I got from the Dollar Tree, and I was going to show y'all how to turn it into a top. So I am still going to do that. That one will be a little bit different. I will be filming it when I do it, and hopefully I won't sew my finger, because that's what I did last time I tried to film me sewing. But if I get to zippers today, I don't know if I'll get to zippers today in my sewing, I will go ahead and film a tutorial for that, because I am still going to do a tutorial about zippers. The one I filmed before, it wasn't just that I made mistakes. I don't mind making mistakes because I like people to see that I still make mistakes when I sew. It was that I didn't like what I was sewing, and I felt like that came off in the video, and I didn't think it was very encouraging to people who are learning to sew. So I don't want to deter people from learning to sew. That's not the point of a tutorial, right? No, I don't think so. So anyhow, I had my hair kind of fixed and makeup on because I was being fancy for my videos. I finally filmed my June yarn month, my June club from Etsy. It's August, y'all. But I haven't got the July one yet because it didn't ship out to the end of July. So I also filmed all this yarn I got from Lion Brand a while back. I picked a bunch of different types of yarn that you probably don't see in the store because they don't sell those in the store in most places I've ever been. And I'm gonna do, I showed you all the yarn and told you all the specs, and there'll be links down below for it. I do know they're having a sale this weekend, but they have sales all the time. So that's when I ordered that. I had a 45% off coupon. Yeah. And I'm gonna crochet and knit with each yarn so I can tell you what I think about them. Okay. And that is something that's gonna be like a little series. I may do like 2 of them at a time. I had like 10 plus different types of yarn in there, so I ordered enough to make like something small, like a hat or scarf or cowl. But I was like, you know, I really want to knit and crochet with both, so I'll probably just do a little swatch with each and then tell you what I thought about it. It'll have to be something that I can pull out, which may be difficult when I only have one of some, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. So I really need some more coffee. I'm drinking my water. Oh, yesterday I finished, well, I have to put drawstrings on, but I finished this whole stack of mini maker bags. Ooh, they're all finished and ready. Well, ready to have drawstrings, but so they finished that. And what I'm doing currently is I'm making some zipper pouches out of scraps and stuff, and I have to quilt them because if I put a zipper in something, I like to quilt it and make it a little stiffer. So that's what I'm doing, just kind of going through there, getting all that done and trimmed up. Then they'll be to a point where I can start putting zippers in, because with those you put the zipper in before you stitch up any side seams whatsoever, because that's just easier. So that's what I'm going to go work on. I'm going to go change into something less fancy. Of course, the bottom half of me is not fancy at all. I'm on capri leggings and my Crocs, which maybe I'll film a little bit of my Crocs. I showed a picture of them on Instagram yesterday. Because I used to wear my husband's old Crocs. Y'all, he wears like a 13 men's, which I have a pretty big foot for a lady. I wear a 10, a size 10 shoe. So, but those were way so big, and these are fit so much better. And I love Crocs because I have a bad habit of being barefoot or just in my basic slippers in here, and when I'm standing and cutting fabric, it really makes my low back hurt. So the Crocs are easy to slip on, and I can wear them inside or outside. And they are I find them very comfortable to work in too, because if I'm in between standing to iron and then I'm sitting at my sewing machine, because I'm a sewing machine, I sew barefoot, y'all. I cannot sew with a shoe on. I can't do it. I can have a sock on, that's fine, but I cannot have a shoe on when I sew. Must take off the shoe. Do y'all take off your shoes when you sew? I'd love to know. I know some people do, some people don't, but I am a barefoot sewer. Gotta feel the pedal. Feel the pedal. But anyway, I'll let y'all go, and I'll film a little bit more later. This will be my last vlog day, but I'll try to get in as much as I can today. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Well, she done set up some now, but this is what she likes to lay right beside my chair. Look, she must have known I was going to tell on her. She's getting up. Effie. What? You gotta go out. Yeah, you gotta go out. Yeah, you do, don't you? You do. Yeah, you was the snoozling right there, wasn't you? Did your big old belly out? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And snortling all over the place. Alright. You gonna put your back to me now? Yeah, I need to vacuum in here. You gonna vacuum for me? Say. You gonna vacuum for me? You gonna give me the side eye? Yeah. Alright, y'all. I better take her out. Alright. So, I had to film this last little bit because it's after 6 o'clock and the day is getting away from me. And I have to get this edited and uploaded so it'll be up today. Yeah. So, and I don't have to get up and go to work in the morning, but I have to get up and go back to the health department tomorrow so I can give another urine sample. Say did something to mine and tried to say I didn't give them enough. So I have to do that in the morning, which stinks because it's just a pain in the butt because I gotta drive 15 minutes to town, get that done, and then I'm gonna drive back because I've got stuff I gotta do. I can't be in town the whole morning. So there was a helicopter that went by. He's fussing. He's under his blanket. Lucky. Lucky! He'll keep doing it until I say something. A helicopter just flew over and he heard it. I don't know what he thinks he's gonna do about it, but anyway, I'm going to show you. I've been sewing off and on, and I just finished my newsletter. It just went out for my website, my blog, whatever you want to call it. It's a website. It kind of is a blog, but I don't know what the difference. Well, I guess there's a difference. Isn't it just a shopping website? I don't know. So that just went out. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. This is my second one. I really like doing it so far. But I got this whole stack. These will be zipper pouches. So they are quilted. Some of them are kind of smallish, see? But this is what I mean. I've been quilting on that part so I could get them all quilted and trimmed. So that is quite the stack. And I'm hoping I can finish the rest in that pile over there tonight, because I just need to get them done. And so I can move on to the next step. But I also went ahead and sewed up my first clue from the Cotton Cuts Club. Woohoo! That was really fun to sew because everything was already cut out for me and it just followed the instructions. I didn't have to trim anything either, y'all, because they cut the triangle pieces with this. I need to get me one of them rulers, them little templates that cuts the dog ears off of it so you don't have to do it later. Yeah, their triangles were cut that way. I need me one of those. So there's 2 blocks like this. I love the colors. Look at it, so pretty. So I wound up with 2 blocks like this and 4 blocks like this. Yay! I have no idea how all this goes together, because you make the blocks and then you label them. They even gave me little labels to cut out and put on them. And they gave me a label for each block, but I put them all together. I didn't need but one. So, and then at the very end, this actually goes through, I think, April of next year. I think I said the end of the year last time, but I'll get up stuff like this every month, and then it'll tell me how to sew it together, and then in the end, they'll tell me how to fit all the puzzle pieces together. That's what it says. So, this is their puzzle mystery quilt. These are all Alice in Glass fabrics. Love them. Cosmos is the name of this. This is their Puzzle Mystery Fall 2019 by Sheila Christensen. Christensen? It's not spelled that way though. Is it Christensen? Christensen? Is it not spelled like... I don't know. Anyway, when I showed you they gave me this to make sure I know what each fabric is lettered. I got these cool stickers, which I showed last time, but I did not realize it also comes with another block of the month. Just a little extra pattern that you can make if you want to. Now, it doesn't have like Indian hatchet is what it's called, but it doesn't have like cutting instructions for it. But if I color this little sucker in on the back and post a picture with their hashtag, I could win 2 yards of fabric. So I think I'm gonna do that. So that's pretty cool. It's a nice little card thing. So we're putting that all in my little quilt notebooks eventually. But yeah, I was excited. I got those finished. It went super fast. I'm just following the instructions. It even tells you which way to iron the fabric, which I mean, I know that, but if you're a beginner quilter, pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited about this. And then last night, well, yesterday I showed you that I had finished the shawl, and I did get the emails from the people who wanted to test, and if I didn't have them, I've gotten some emails so far, so I have gotten those people. I just haven't responded to those emails yet, but I did decide, and one of my in the comments, I think it was more than one person suggested that, well, the one that suggested it, I had thought about that already after when I watched back my video to edit it. I thought, well, you know, I could have the pattern be for, you know, this, if you want to use one cake, and just have a smaller shawl and neck wrap kind of thing. But then I can add where you can do a second cake, which is what I'm working on now. And like I had talked about, I'm starting the decrease. So I'm starting the decrease, but I'm not gonna mirror the pattern. You can't even see that. So it won't be like there'll be the row of this here, like I just mirrored the pattern. I'm just gonna continue the pattern sequence across as I decrease. I think that'll be, I like the way that looks in my brain anyway. So what will happen, as I said before, if you decide to use 2 cakes or more yarn, is it'll be worn like this, and everything will be vertical instead of diagonally, and the point will be at that end down there, which you can't see. Yeah. And that will be a much larger shawl if you want it that way. So then you would have the option to do either or. And then another thing I thought about is, if you want to keep it diagonal and add a second cake, instead of decreasing, you can just continue going out, right? And then it would still be a bigger shawl. So I think I'll include that in there too. And you'll have options with this pattern, which I love. I always, every time I get a pattern, I look at things I can do differently. I can see things I could do differently or something, but not everybody can do that. Not everybody can see beyond the regular pattern. And I think it'll be great to have those options in a pattern. I hope y'all will enjoy it. It seemed to be in the comments that y'all are liking the pattern, so I'm excited about that. So I don't know if, well, I'll probably crochet on this some more, but sometime next week, for those that are wanting to test, I will be sending y'all information about this, okay? It's probably gonna be later in the week, but we'll see which way it's gonna go. I don't have a morning class next week, so I have time to work on other things too, but I still got sewing to do. And then I have a doctor's appointment Thursday. The only good thing about that is I hope I get out in enough time to maybe go to like Joann's or Hobby Lobby or Michael's or something. So that's the only good thing about that. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, so I think that's all I got for y'all today. I'm getting kind of hungry too, so Ooh, I'm probably gonna eat some more of my husband's barbecue that's left over in there. It's so delicious. I ate leftovers last night with the coleslaw that my mother-in-law makes. Absolutely delicious. Did I take a picture of that? If I did, I will pop it in at the end, but I can't remember if I did or not. Because her coleslaw is like, she just uses cabbage as far as I know. Some people put carrots in there and some people put purple cabbage. She just uses green cabbage, I think, because it looks like it's just green cabbage, and she puts whatever else she puts in there, but it's delicious. It's so delicious. Yeah, I could just eat a bowl full of her coleslaw. That's how good it is. I mean, I love it. Yeah, so I don't have any more coleslaw because I ate the rest of it last night. But some of my husband's barbecue is still in there, and it's really delicious too. So I'm probably gonna eat that because I don't know when my husband goes to his grandmother's on Sundays, and sometimes he brings me a plate back from there. Sometimes he doesn't, but sometimes I've already eaten before he comes back because he comes back later. So I don't know, and I'll just save it for tomorrow if he brings something back. So anywho, I think I need to let y'all go. Oh, did I say that already? I think I did. Yeah, I said that earlier about me recording 2 videos. Those will go out next week. Well, let me think about that. Am I gonna put both of those out next week? I will put the, I gotta think about this for a minute. I don't know. One of them will go out next week, and the other one will go out the following week. At the end of next week, or this week, however you want to look at that, I will be doing a regular podcast. So this is my last day vlogging, y'all. I have enjoyed it, but it's a little time consuming. I don't see how people film talk about what they're doing all day. There's people who do that every day. They're like, especially the Instagram stories. I see them. They're talking about what they're doing all day long, and I don't know how they do that. It's just time consuming. It really is. But I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed reading y'all's comments and everything. So, and don't forget, I will be doing a vlog every day in December. Mostly because of the Advent calendar, and because, what is it? It's not Vlogmas. I think it is Vlogmas. I called it something else. I don't know. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about more than I do. My brain's a little bit scattered right now because I'm hungry. So I need to go eat so I can have coherent thoughts. And so coherent stitches. Alright, y'all. I will see y'all later. I hope y'all have a wonderful week full of making. And don't forget to live life creatively. That is my new tagline on my website. It had life lived originally, and I've changed it to life lived creatively. So, yeah. Y'all have a life lived creatively. I'll see y'all later. Bye.